Okay. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. Hi. Welcome to Demo. Been a while. This is koser.Pansikoser. Um, been long since I last recorded a visual novel to demo. My setup is a bit weird these days, so I'm not really sure how to introduce things. Anyways, this is a visual novel named Obscura. I will pause a bit and just look at the details of the game. I forgot to check the description and stuff, but 1 minute. Honestly, it's been a while since it was released. Anywho, according to the details, Obscura description is as follows. Descend under a mountain to the marketplace below where everything has a price. Meet the 4 men who can each give you what you need. But beware, they have their own hidden motives and uses for you. Obscura is a dark fantasy romance visual novel that asks how far you'll go to get what you need. This is actually, I'm sorry I didn't get to capture the very beginning of this, but there is a warning. This is an R-rated game. There will be a lot of visual, like, gore or, like, probably philosophical stuff that is quite dangerous for maybe the soft at heart or people who hunt down for wholesome stuff. Oh, there is like a warning tab. Hold up. I'm gonna open the warnings. Okay. Oh, okay. Show warnings by content. You could actually like... This is kind of like fun. You could actually start off a lot of things here by just the credits and stuff itself. Hold up. Okay. Extras. Okay, there are specifically 4 guys or 4 characters that you will have to focus on in this game. So I am not going to run down on entirely like all of the possible routes whatsoever. I do not know if the screen is showing details, but hopefully they are. Okay, the about section. Oh, we're at version 1.6. I am currently playing this at the 1st of March. Okay, so there is actually an updated version of this in their like Patreon for the, I think, or it must be a different game, but it actually started at 2022. But I don't know how far their like game is progressing, so I'm gonna start. What's your safe word? Holy feck, what? Okay. I didn't get to set things much, but hopefully things are gonna be fine. Hold up. Perhaps. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a bit of tweaking, so I'm sorry if this part's gonna be sped up a bit. So, excusez-moi. Just check the preferences. I think details are fine. Okay, I'm gonna start. What's your safe word? Type in your safe word. Oh, that's so cute! Okay, I'm not gonna type anything. This is a pre-typed safe word, to be honest. I want to try and see if there's like a really long safe word of sorts, but I'm guessing hopefully it is in the game just because you can type your safe word and there's no choices. What are the odds that there is a scenario in this game wherein you should type your safe word. So I guess I wanna put something simple here, but pumpkin is already here, so I might as well just use pumpkin. Sorry, boring choice, but I am what I am. If you ever need or want to pause gameplay, you can press the safe word button in the top right corner. Oh, okay. That's so small. I mean, how large? Okay. I mean, I guess the area for clicking it is pretty large, but hopefully, like, anyone who's immersed in, like, the scenarios here and is forgetting that there is a safe word, hopefully they remember it. This pauses the game and takes you to the safe word menu. Really? Pumpkin. Oh! Welcome to the aftercare screen. This is your safe space, a calm, judgment-free zone. It will always be accessible to you. There's several options for you here, so take a deep breath and select what feels best. Oh, okay. So there will be a lot of like burdensome scenarios in this game. I'm kind of expecting high on this game all of a sudden. I don't know how far the demo build has been going through. I forgot. Wait, I can't check Steam right now. Oh, okay. Their last update is an expansion of their Valentine's Day demo around February 14. That's about it, but I don't think I can tackle that part of the expansion because I'm just doing a vanilla playthrough of the OG story that they have, so I'm gonna get out of the safe word area. Oh, this is so cute and so considerate. Okay, let's continue through. The X key will also take you directly to the safe word menu during gameplay. Okay, so we have X. Sorry, there's like someone talking at the background. I think someone's selling something outside. Mind you, just a fair warning, this will be at least half an hour or an hour or less gameplay of the game. I will continue and try to play the demo up until the part that is the demo for the chapter. I guess this is a prologue. And hopefully we can tackle a lot of the gameplay in just one playthrough. But knowing me, I might actually enjoy reading a lot of stuff in this game and just reacting, so bear with koser.Pansikoser. Leaving the safe word menu will take you back to the game. The safe word button is hidden by default. It can always be seen by mousing over the top right corner of the window. Oh, I see. It can be made always visible in the preferences menu. There's the, okay, visible on hover, hover. Please enjoy Obscura. That's nice. No one goes into the mountain without a reason. Gate guard. Purpose of business. Myself. Buying. No one takes their past into the mountain. How are you going to pay? Myself. Some funds. Some work. Gate guard. Good luck with that. Everyone knows what it means when you go. No one says anything about it. Gate guard. Give me your bags. The guard looks through my things with perfect efficiency. Bored, they start asking me questions. What are you going to be called out there? They, them. I always choose they, them. Even though I may be non-binary and stuff, but I'm currently my voice sounds female. I'm fine with being called she or her IRL, but I prefer the they, them. So the MX one. I still, not to diss at myself, I kind of forgot how to like pronounce this, but eh. What would you be called? Oh, there's a Priggy name. I wonder if he chose a different pronoun, they would like fill this in with like masculine or feminine sounding names. I mean, they did have the diversity of how expansive their consideration with like coding and stuff in this game is quite on spot, so I wouldn't miss gonna miss them. Unless, like, you know, they chose Vesper as, like, the most neutral name ever. Myself, Vesper. Good, gate guard. Good choice. You have a mask, Miss Viper? Miss Vesper? Oh, they call me Miss Vesper. No one would sell me one. Oh, did I choose not date them? But actually, oh well. I felt gaslit all of a sudden. I could check history. Okay. Maybe the dialogue will be fixed on that part. I'm just nitpicky, but I'll continue on with the story. No one would sell me one. They were asking about the mask. Not a problem here. If buying or selling. The gate guard waves the mask hanging around the entrance, perhaps once worn by other visitors. The masks are an old custom. Plausible deniability. We're all faceless strangers under the mountain. Pick your poison. The choices are charcoal-colored one, the cream-colored one, and burgundy. Embossed patterns, one has flowers, and other one's worn lace and gold trim. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which one will I choose? Because I am not sure about my choice right now. Please pick one for me. Okay. I take a mask off the wall and fit it to my face. It weighs on my head, but my mind feels lighter. I see my reflection in the mirror. The people under the mountain have beautiful taste. I hand the gate guard the money owed. Welcome to the marketplace. They step aside, allowing me passage into the tunnel in the side of the mountain. I begin my descent. Cool. I don't know how, like, relevant most of the choices in the beginning are. Maybe just, like, they're, like, I don't know, flavor of, like, aesthetic and nothing else. Maybe not affecting the flow of the dialogues. I expect that to be the simplest of assumptions. But if it is, then I don't know how multiple the endings are in this, even though I checked the number of, like, what do they call that? Gallery and stuff that you get endings or details about the four main guys. I don't know if this is, hold up, I'm just gonna check. Usually they, oh, okay, it doesn't specify that this has a specific set female protagonist. It just says it's an otome visual novel. Choose your own adventure tag. So it is what it is. Okay. At first, I have to wonder if I have been tricked in some way. The passage grows narrow, the air stale, and the path uneven. I am walking by the last feeble threads of light that reach this deep. But then, I see something. A shimmering pale blue glow from around a corner. I fight through the narrowing walls until I'm able to turn the corner. The passage suddenly widens. Then, it opens. I step from the passage into a cavern so massive I can hardly see the end of it. The marketplace. There are several masked people who were seated or leaning against the walls around this little entryway, and now they are approaching me. Stranger, welcome! Newcomer! A fresh face! Someone new could use a guide, couldn't they? Hucksters. Perhaps petty thieves looking for an easy mark. My valuables are kept under my heavy robe, safe from pickpockets. I steel myself and march forward past the strangers. Excusez-moi. Early in the morning, I need my hydration. No joke, been talking like to myself ever since this morning. There is no logic to this place. A fishmonger selling dried and salted fish sits next to a bookseller with stacks of forbidden tomes. A fungusman and birdkeeper are bickering. If they weren't obvious scams, I could get one of the offers for a guide and save myself some time. At first, I glanced at each stall in turn. Out here, nearest the entry tunnel, all of the stalls are selling simple amenities or cheap thrills. The sorts of things a departing traveler might want to have when they ascend. Not what I'm looking for. It's not here. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be. Asking one of the sellers, I get directions. Okay, hold up. What is my aim? I just am in this marketplace, a black marketplace. I forgot to check what the setting is. Maybe I'll just read later after I get to an hour or 45 in the mark of my time recording. The rough walls of this cavern, shifting and trembling in unsteady candle and glowworm light, slowly turn smooth where natural walls turn to human carved. The ramshackle stalls turn to ramshackle buildings to painted and varnished walls. Quality of goods on sale is improving as well. The cheap basics are behind me. Ahead are the rare, the luxurious, and the illicit. The real reason anyone comes here. Ooh, how illicit and how luxurious are they? Seeing the sign for an apothecary, an easily recognizable serpent coiling around a staff, I slip inside. Oh, so what am I here for? Shopkeeper. Welcome. The shopkeeper is masked, of course, but that is not what grabs my attention. The din of hundreds of voices selling and buying and negotiating in the echoing caves is muffled, but not by much. That is because while the apothecary has 4 walls, there is no roof over the store. Okay, so it kind of... That doesn't make it soundproof though. Or like, it makes it echoey more? The shopkeeper. Newcomer, huh? Vesper. What? Shopkeeper. You must be a fresh arrival. And why would they say that? You're asking where the ceiling should be. Maybe I'm looking around too much. I suppose in a city with no sun or rain, roofs are unnecessary. Only things a roof keeps out in the marketplace, thieves. A common weather pattern here? Far too common. I make an effort to examine the apothecary's mask. It's plain. Plainer even than mine. Perhaps he is frugal, or perhaps he is poor by the standards of the marketplace. Well, you weren't driven here by the weather. What do you need? I'm looking for lunar ichor. Or ichor. I resist the urge to explain my circumstances to the shopkeeper. No matter how meaningless or petty they seem, my secrets are one of the few resources I have in these depths. You have expensive tastes, or terrible luck. What I don't have is lunar ichor. Is that something you can remedy, apothecary? You have expensive tastes. Oh, sorry. I went, okay. I resist the urge to explain my, wait, what? Hold up. Did it? Okay. I kind of pressed something. I think it was the back button, so I kind of reread. Sorry. No. If money is a concern, I can make arrangements. It's not the money. It's the availability, isn't it? I could never afford to stock the damnable ichor. Even if I could, I doubt I would be able to stomach it. That's how bad it smells? I mean, I don't know how it smells like, so... The rumors were true then. That is unfortunate. Where does one go, then, to find that damnable ichor? Smuggler dens, the vaults of the lure to the market, or perhaps you could take a knife to the lunar god. Failing that, the auction house may provide. It's the largest house this side of the ruby walls. It even has a roof. The apothecary cannot see my smile, but I hope you can hear it. I thank you for your timely advice, sir. Save your thanks to the lunar god. It'll be a miracle if you get the ichor. That ichor. I take my leave of the shop. The noise rises again from loud to deafening. There are tunnels and additional caverns in all directions, but I continue the way I was going. If the walls are getting smoother and the buildings are more beautiful, I am approaching the richest part of the market. It stands to reason that is where the auction house will be. Keeping my eyes up, it takes no time to find the auction house. It is as the apothecary said, the largest house this side of the ruby walls. There are long chains of glowworms draped over the promise-ridged roof that dangle and sway as the air shifts in the cavern. What? What are glowworms? I mean, I wonder if they're like glassed in those glow balls or something that they often sell like IRL. Those are fancy, not gonna lie. Okay. Sorry, there are spikes of lag every now and then. So I'm shifting from like OBS to the game just to check if things are recording. Sometimes they aren't. The building itself is deep, garnet red with gilded trim. Message received. You're very wealthy, whoever built this. The doors, covered in tiny engravings impossible to interpret in the dim light, are wide open. Bright, golden lamplight pours out into the street. People are freely milling in and out, and so I slip inside. I am underdressed for the occasion, but neither of the guards standing at the doors move to stop me. The sound of the outside suddenly dims, and I have to blink against the sudden brightness. I can hear my own muffled footsteps as I cross the plush carpet deeper into the auction house. The whispered conversations through masks make a thin fog of sound compared to the din outside. I would honestly, in this point of the game, or maybe the developers if they're listening or not, I wouldn't know. This would be a good time to actually lessen the background music and then suddenly make subtle sounds of the crowd. I know there's like a free sound for that, but I don't know if they are like, if they are currently under development or just adjusting things, but it would be so good of the atmosphere. I don't really mind the graphic not changing. Maybe make it less greener, like reflect the brightness of like the yellow. But unless, you know, I was thinking they're using blue worm, so maybe the effect that they're going for is just the blueness of it. That would be also good, atmospheric as well. The signs are in a language I do not recognize, but I can make some educated guesses. The ornate double doors standing locked and guarded must lead to the actual auction hall. There is a short, uncarpeted hall with gleaming polished floors lined with several doors. After a second, I see a giggling pair exit one of the rooms and straighten their clothes. That explains that then. Oh! Warning! There is one door that is little more than a window on hinges left open. I peer inside for a second only to see an ordinary office. Stranger, come in. The stranger sitting behind the desk waves to me and so I step inside. Pardon me, I didn't mean to intrude. Bookkeeper. You can't intrude on the bookkeeper. You must always be available. You must be? Bookkeeper. How else could anyone check to ensure I am not meddling in the books? Does it really come to that? Vesper. Well, I have no such concerns. Bookkeeper. A buyer? Are you? Couldn't I simply be a browser? I don't know, Opera GX or like Microsoft Edge would be a weird option. Not very, you know, You really believe someone would come to the marketplace, to the auction house, just looking to see what they find? I suppose someone must have all of history. Well, if that's the scale you're measuring by. You, however, are not here to browse. No, I'm not. You're right. I am here to buy. Shall I show you the catalog for the next auction? I would appreciate it. The bookkeeper stands and hands me a sizable booklet. Do not damage it. Do not leave here with it. They open a drawer to their desk and hold up a knife. It's a little thing, but I have no doubt they could kill me with it. Then they sit again and resume their work. I flip through the book. There are objects of unimaginable value, works of art by artists even I know by name. An exquisite jewel tiara fit for any princess. The D to a country manor on the surface. What? Then there are wonders I could have never dreamt of. The bird wreathed in flames that never burns, the still beating bloodstone heart of some rock nymph, a potion of clear vision. How bad are the vision in this realm or in this era? I flip a page and am met with a miserable exposed faced young adult. Their posture is low and defeated, but they are beautiful. The text informs me that whatever is paid in the auction will be sent to family within the mountain. Surely not. I flip the page again. There are no people in the catalog, but one is enough to turn my stomach. Okay, I might be just... Yeah, I feel iffy. For some weird reason, internally, I got myself compartmentalizing my emotions and kind of thought like, yeah, that's a black market. There's gonna have human trafficking or like creature trafficking in this part of the realm. Oh, the dog barked a little while ago. Hopefully the dog isn't heard in the background. But if there are, say hello to the doggy. Bark bark oh. Thank you, bookkeeper. Finish already? What I want isn't there. And what is that you want? I'll check the history to see when it was last sold. I bite my tongue for a moment. Lunar Icar. An unlucky one, aren't you? I couldn't say. If you would, bookkeeper. They shuffle through a notebook. I tried to read the text, but it's nearly impossible to interpret their faint pencil scratchings. Are they sure that it's pencil scratchings? Or bad luck to heap on your pile, I'm afraid. The last sale was 3 months back. It's unlikely we'll get another sale for months yet, unless someone new comes with its stock. It couldn't be easy, could it? And what was the final price for it? For a lot of 12. What? The number they tell me is stomach-dropping. I could not gather those funds in a lifetime. Even divided 12 ways, the price for a single vial is well beyond my means. Okay, the dog is barking too much. I don't know if I should cut this part out. Maybe I should cut this part out to just speed it up until like the dog stops barking. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on. My life saving weigh heavily in the coin purse under my robe. Dead weight, it seems. By your silence, I guess you don't have the money. Thank you for your time. I try to keep my voice neutral. When I leave the auction house, I barely lose my sight and hearing as I adjust again to the dim echoing cavern. I don't notice the direction my feet are taking me. My hopes for a quick visit to the marketplace have been thoroughly dashed. Now I have to determine what to do. I think better after some rest. I can't afford to give up. I think I need to rest for a bit because I honestly do prefer resting, so I'm gonna be resting. I'm gonna quick save. Then... Oh. Where am I? Is that it? Is that it? Okay. Save. Oh, there's... Ah, okay. I'm gonna save in one of the slots here. Just in case. Okay. The empty slot be filled in. I return. Sorry, what was the choices? I'll think better after some rest. I can't afford to give up. I'm gonna try and not give up. Because honestly, I prefer to have some rest. But owing to the urgency of how I need the lunar ichor, I want to pick this one. I cannot allow myself to give in difficult circumstances. I give up on getting the lunar ichor. I might as well throw myself off the mountain. Hold up, what? Wait, I did say I can't afford to give up, right? Okay, this is the second time I'm confused. For now, I need a place to stay. My feet ache from the climb up the mountain, and my spirit is draining away in these cramped, noisy conditions. Did the game just listen to my voice and actually made me choose to just rest? Or I clicked something else? Am I supposed to believe that every time I choose something, it's the opposite? Oh, come on. I stopped by a stall and asked directions for a decent inn. Rest stop, public house, anything. Following the directions through a short tunnel, I wander through a quiet district of the marketplace. The quiet is relative. The guest house is a challenge to find. Though I hesitate to call the ground down walking path roads, there are rest houses lining them on either side. The Leaping Bear, the guest house recommended to me, is nothing remarkable. The building has a roof, but the building itself is mostly made of raw wood. Wow. Okay. Fire hazard. The brass doorknob is... Oh. What happened? I hope it wasn't recorded on the screen. Something stalled the game all of a sudden. Okay. Brass doorknob is smooth under my hand, polished by the thousands of guests who come and go. Ooh. Inside, the atmosphere is boisterous, but on the scale of a handful of people singing a drinking song, the chaos outside is already muffled and distant. So I'm guessing like the wood walls are thick enough to actually like be considered as a structure. Bear mask caretaker, welcome. The woman who approaches has her face fully covered in bear mask, but her neckline is untied and exposed. I wonder who she works for. Hello, I was told this is a good establishment to stay the night. You're told right. Except part about night. Here, there's no real difference between night and day. Plenty of folks are up all hours of the day as you do, just sleeping when they are tired and forgetting the sun ever existed. I see. The bear mask woman has me sign into a guest and pay for the night. You have the room for 24 hours. If you're staying longer, I expect you here to pay for more time. If you don't, you might find all your things at a moon shrine. Oh, okay. The lunar god. I'll remember. Thank you. And you'll be needing these. She hands me a dull metal medallion on a leather string and a key. Dear Rufus over there. She gestures to a man of a man, also in a bear mask, standing by a door. Makes sure only guests go to the rooms. That medallion proves you're a guest. Don't lose it. Or else I'll find my things at the moon shrine. Pick things up quickly, you do. That was a very bad reading of that dialogue, but oh well. Seems like an important skill to have here. Quite right. She gets back to her business, so I approach the mountain of a man guarding the door to the rooms. Hello, Rufus. I hold up the medallion and wait. I'm not about to rush a man with that, especially one as blood-stained as his is. Then he nods, and I am granted passage. He watches me to go to my assigned room. I suppose it's a good measure to prevent theft, but then so is a blood-stained bat. Sleep doesn't come easily at first. How can I risk sleeping in the marketplace? But it does come for me. In the metaphorical cold light of morning, I see the sense in my choice last night. I cannot leave the marketplace without lunar ichor. Thus, that is my only real choice. What? Okay, so it still made me rest, but I'm not gonna give up. Okay. I have to eat my words a while ago. I thought I was just forced to like choose something. I'm able to order something like breakfast from the Leaping Bear's kitchen and then sit deep in thought staring at a bowl of porridge. Eating in this mask is no bother. I have to navigate the spoon around the mask. Get a straw. There's class, you know. I start at the sudden appearance of the proprietress. What? Feel along the side of the mask. There should be pins or clasps holding the bottom part. I do as she said and find little clasps holding the two parts of the mask there. Oh. Well, I feel like a proper fool. It already feels strange having my mouth exposed, like a funny kind of nudity. Newcomers are all a bit foolish. That's part of their charm. Aw. Thank you, I think. Just keep your wits about you. You'll live. You make it sound so dire. Well, you're here, aren't you? You're not wrong. No one comes here without good reason, I should think. What's yours? A personal matter. Buying or selling? That's all there is down here, after all. Buying. Something I might not be able to afford, it turns out. That will narrow things down too much for her. Well, depends how you try to buy things, doesn't it? Money will get you anywhere if you have it, but there's other roads out there. Is that something you know a lot about? I couldn't say. I only know stories the guests bring in. She says it flippantly enough that there must be a story there, but I resist the urge to dig. Then, I suppose my next job is to find what paths I can use. Thank you. Oh, not a problem. The mass trouble everyone at first. You just ask for Bruna if you have any more problems. I'll be happy to help. Oh, so her name is Bruna. She sweeps away to handle another matter, and I'm left with far more productive thoughts. Money won't get me Lunar Iker. Something else might. Influence, friendship, violence, guile. Hi. Sorry, I kind of paused a bit. Okay, where am I? My body, if it comes down to it. Anything. There's a lot to think about. Am I going to stay in a guest house for weeks or months? What possible ways are there to get Lunar Iker? In this playthrough, hopefully I don't encounter anything highly R-rated, but if I do, I cross my fingers and find a way to, like, censor it. I don't want to censor it. Kind of interesting, to be honest. Let's start with one foot in front of the other. Over the next several days, I get to learn the layout of the marketplace. It's an ever-shifting rat's nest of stalls and passages and unmanaged pathways, but there are some fixed landmarks. I can navigate somewhat comfortably by those landmarks when they are visible. One evening, based on my own internal clock, the proprietress of the Leaping Bear hints over a meal that as long as I am well-behaved, she will be willing to extend more generous long-term rates to me. I wasn't planning to misbehave, even less with Rufus keeping an eye on me, and so that settles the matter of lodging for the moment. As for the Lunar Iker, I am at a loss. It is rare. Absurdly rare, and based on the reactions of those I speak to about it, some aspect of it is very taboo. Likely the condition it treats? I'm wandering one of the quieter passages, clearly natural by how uneven the ground is. It's mostly homes built on whatever smooth patch of stone the builder could find. But there is one that towers over the rest. A tall church with heavy oaken doors. Where normally I would expect to see a golden 10-point solar sigil, instead there is a more simplistic crescent-shaped one, the lunar sigil. I suppose the solar god isn't much help down here. I have seen the eerie blue-green light of glowworms, the smoky gold lanterns, but I have not seen the sun since I started my descent. Does that mean this realm runs on lunar or solar gods? Oh, maybe they are just representatives, like how in some way there's no corporeal evidence of the Roman Catholic Church's god or any religion's god IRL. But let's see. I mean, considering churches dedicated to the lunar god exist outside the mountain, but not in any significant numbers. The lunar god, Lunar Iker. Can't hurt to ask, could it? I'm not sure I believe that the lunar god must bleed for there to be Lunar Iker, but there's no harm in checking. Stranger, hey, stop! I halt in my path instinctively, although after a moment I can see no one was speaking to me. Instead, there is a raucous crowd gathering just down the tunnel, shouting and tussling. A few people in utilitarian masks and what look like uniforms are trying to push their way through. It looks like trouble. Run away to safety, stay and see what happens next. I'm gonna try and see what happens next. Idle curiosity keeps me where I am, watching the ruckus crowd intensify. Oops, okay. The down button goes back to the dialogue, so if I go up, okay. I'm not used to enter, I think, being what I press. I often just use the keyboard for movements for like platformers. Hey. Oh, where am I? Very suddenly, one of the members of the crowd breaks away and sprints directly towards me. I start moving backwards, trying to decide. I misjudge my step and stumble. I fling a hand out in an attempt to find my balance. The sprinter slows down very slightly as they get closer to me, slow enough to catch my hand and jerk me forward. I try and pull my hand away, but it's impossible. Okay, the sounds are super loud on my ears. Like, it's not just like the intensity of whatever's hitting on screen. The runner pulls me along and I have to use all my fists to keep up. Stop! Thief! Thief? I cannot help my astonished outburst. Oh, it's the thief. I don't know how to dialogue him. I wanna try brusque voicing. I'm just gonna do whatever. I don't know, sample style? What? Like you're surprised? We pelt down a tunnel. Many of the people step aside for us, hardly surprised by a pair sprinting away from a collection of uniformed officials. I wouldn't want to be involved either. The runner takes a sharp turn, nearly wrenching my arm at socket. I yelp as I follow along. Like, even the dogs are barking after this thief. Then we take a turn into some sort of business establishment. The runner does not slow down for a second as the shopkeeper opens their back door for us and closes it once we're through. So they're in on it as well? Okay. Back alley we're in is uncomfortably cramped and we have to shuffle through. Hold on. All I want is the thief turns, scratches shoulders, and pushes me backwards until I'm pinned against the wall. What? Shh. We're both panting. The thief leans in until I'm nearly body to body with them. That's kind of creepy. They zoom in. The graphic just zoomed in my peripheral. I can't. That is way more freakier than suddenly shifting this entire scene into like a graphic of like the thief and Vesper like on the wall with him Cabedon style with them inside. Thief, stay quiet for 20 seconds. Helpless, I have to follow the thief's lead. The thief's lead. I do everything in my power to breathe silently and try to tuck myself behind the stranger. After a count of 30, the thief gives space. Who are you exactly? What? I just gave my name, excuse me, no doubts. What? Okay, Vesper, you need a hell of a learning about doubting people you just meet in the streets that drags you away from a certain I guess authoritative uniformed figure, I guess if they are authoritative. Okay, Vesper, do you trust me? I want to say no. My instinct is actually saying no, but I'm going to go for yes because I'm just curious what happens along the line of the thief route. The word is out before I can think about it. Yes. The thief's mask turns towards me in a single motion. Ayun! The fuck? What other choice I have? Not trusting a stranger. I'm confident that's a masculine voice, which I utterly botched already just by being biologically born female with female voice. Sounds utterly gobsmacked. I would as well. Not in a good way. And what happens if I run off? you get arrested. Then trusting you is the right thing to do. By the lunar god, Scars, it's not. He's definitely exaggerated with me now, but I'm not about to stop needing this idiot. You're also an idiot, Vesper? Excuse me? Are you suggesting I should go get myself arrested? For what sounds to be your crime? No, you should definitely listen to what I'm saying, but you shouldn't just fucking trust me. Very well, you're a criminal and a scoundrel. I don't trust you. Lead the way to our estate now. Yo, Vesper, shift the personality much? His side is long suffering, and as though he was the one just abducted and led on a chase. Yeah, I kind of understand maybe Vesper's gonna be like kind of sort of annoyed at this moment. I would be. I'd probably be like excited. That's a whole bunch of reckless bag of worms that I'm not gonna implement on Vesper. The gal. Keep quiet until I tell you it's alright to speak again. Not yet. What's your name, thief? You got mine. I'm a thief. I'm supposed to take things. Do you want me to call you thief while we're walking around? Would you like that kind of attention? Ugh. You're not always going to be this mouth, right? Yeah, no. Okay. I thought his suddenly cut off. It's just a graphic. Depends on how much you deserved it. Call me Keir. Pleased to meet you, Keir. Really? Not yet. And now you're going to shut up. I didn't say you could talk yet. Funny stuff. Kind of reminds me of something IRL. Hold up. Okay. I've grown comfortable with the anonymity of my mask, but it's a great shame I can't show Keir what exactly I think of his sass. To be fair, he's probably thinking the same thing. Yeah, you started off also sassy. Vesper be like, I'm a complete bowl of I'm a complete bowl filled with anyone who wants to fill water in me so that I could shape what personality I have, their personality, etc. Oh, sorry, actually the better description. It's actually mirror. We sneak through back alleys, shuffling between buildings that seem to be leaning into each other. I have no idea where we are at this point. I have lost sight of all my usual landmarks, and there's every chance I'm in a cavern I've never explored before. Keir, at least, looks to be completely comfortable navigating this space. We stop at an end, or at least, it looks like to be a dead end for a moment. Keir shoves aside a collection of heavy planks and a short, narrow passage revealed. Watch your step. I botched that. We have to crouch and nearly crawl through the passage, but it is mercifully short. Ooh, where are we? It leads into a small open space behind several rough-built houses. At least I think they're houses. A lanky teen staring us down from behind a scrappy, stiffened fabric mask. Hey! We're sunstone polishers. Don't mind us. Okay. What was that? A code phrase? Still no talking. I roll my eyes behind the privacy of my mask. Then I take real stock of my surroundings. I am in a strange place with a man I cannot trust, and I only know about one exit. The one behind me. Okay, I'm gonna save here for now. This is my first encounter of a character that is like pivotal to the story, which is Keir. I don't know how to pronounce Keir's name properly. So I will be saving. Yes. So far, my impression, it's only an hour. Nothing else. I did critic or nitpick a bit of like other atmospheric type of like scenarios, but it's only like a moment type of scenario, so I could understand why they wouldn't be putting anything in it. I'm just being, you know, I don't know, judgmental. Whatever. Either way, this is an interesting story so far. I am interested as well about the fact that when or where the R18 scenario starts. I'm not saying the erotica part of an R18, but rather the violence and the elements of the story that is actually gorish and stuff. Because as explained, or I expect this, it feels like we're in a post-apocalyptic world, or a world that strives in two gods, and it seems like there is a strife and people are forced to like live in sort of like a fantastical, difficult time of sorts. Either way, I don't know what the government is in relation lore-wise. It is interesting. This will be the meat and butter and bread besides the four leads will be, and the personalities that they will have. And as me, as a person who is more invested on story sometimes, the lore for this is pretty interesting. I will be continuing the story again up until the end of whatever part of the demo is. Hopefully I give justice to the voices. I'm so sorry if I didn't. Either way, this is the first part of Obscura. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope I see you on probably next part, if ever I do get to the next part. See ya! Oh, don't forget to support the developers of the game and tell them their love and support. I actually like their game. Toodles!